he's like
shucks.
fully kissing people on the cheek, thinking that like your lips are actually on the cheek.
And I'm also Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for you to meet my family, it's like we're basically getting married. The woman is supposed to, cook.
Honestly, I will say I've never been to a party where
wedding,
there's
yeah.
no
drinking,
alcohol.
and everybody is still
And
happy.
everyone's like having the
fun.
best time. And I'm like, I love this.
Me,
I grew up Mormon actually.
I'm not joking.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to our second episode of Sorry Mama and Dad podcast featuring Eileen and
that boy Sal. We're back. We're back.
If you guys don't know, we both come from different cultures. I'm Ecuadorian. He is.
I'm Ghanaian.
Yep. So when we started dating, we learned so much about each other's cultures. Oh, also we're matching today, guys. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
Hey, listen, you already know, a little bit of fashion in the video.
Yes. So today we're gonna focus on what it's like dating someone from another culture. I want to start off by asking you, what was the first culture shock moment you had in my family?
For me, it will be like, I guess, meeting like your family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 'cause I'm not just Ghanaian, I'm also Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for you to meet my family, it's like we're basically getting married. Like, facts.
I'm sure the Muslims will understand, okay?
Yo, we're getting married tomorrow. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. So that's how it is meeting my family. So just meeting her family was a little different because for her, that's how, like, she's very close with her family. So am I, but I'm not as close with my family as she is with her family. So just for her, I guess it builds like trust for them. And then also, like, she gets to see if, her family is really feeling me or not feeling me. And if they're not, then I gotta go.
That's
Feel
it.
me?
It's over.
It's clear, right? I mean, same with me, but since I'm Muslim, it's like we have to make sure that, for her to meet my family, she has to be Muslim and so on and so forth. So there's just a lot of like huge like background cultural stuff that she basically has to go through for me to be able to
the
introduce
prerequisites.
her. Yeah, what? The prerequisites are crazy, but that's basically what it is, honestly. But yeah, before she can really meet, my family, because I also want her to feel comfortable, right? When she's meeting my family, I don't want her to feel like, out of place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure I expressed that to you,
Yeah.
But hey, she did meet my mom. She did meet my aunt and so on and so forth. So yeah, we're heading towards the right direction.
Yeah. But I will say though, I remember one story specifically that you told me when you first met my family. So I forgot which event it was, because my family, Hispanic families love to freaking make a huge party out of any little celebration, out of anyone's birthday, out of anything. They're gonna make a big party. So one of the parties I invited him to, it probably was the first one. And when he met my family, they were kissing on the cheek, because Hispanic families always just kiss on the cheek, right? So you need to just tell them from your point of view.
Right, and so yes.
Wait, sorry, just not to cut you off, but before we walked in there, I completely didn't realize that I should have gave you like a heads up. Like, I didn't realize that wasn't normal for you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, so what wasn't normal for me was the kissing on the cheek. But what was normal to me, and I did express this to you. So what was normal to me was greeting everybody. Like, when you walk in, you have to greet everybody. But what wasn't normal to me was, doing the side cheek for everybody. And to be honest, when I first did it, I thought they were actually giving like a whole kiss on the cheek. You know what I mean? So I'm going in. I'm like, he's like
fully kissing people on the cheek, thinking that like your lips are actually on the cheek. And then he starts to realize.
I was like, wait, it's just a little side to side. And to be
It's just like
honest,
cheek to
yeah,
cheek, quick,
sometimes you
like
don't even gotta
right. We in
touch.
the
Like
air, like acting like we doing something.
facts, facts. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good
Yeah,
one. I definitely did express that to you. I was like, yo,
yeah.
why are we like, and yes, and also I did think like, yes, I did see other Hispanic people doing that, like,
Mhm.
listen, I'm from the Bronx, right? So I
Mhm.
did see other Hispanic people doing that, but I thought you only do it to like close relatives and
Mhm.
just people that are like really really close to you.
Mhm.
I didn't think, it doesn't matter who it is, it's just like a
It's like a
formal,
respect thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
just a formal way of like saying
Mhm.
hi in a respectful way to people. So
Mhm.
yeah, that was definitely a little culture shock for me. That
Yeah.
was a culture shock for you. Wait, so what was a culture shock for you when you met my family?
Honestly, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, huh.
I don't think there's any culture shock, no.
I
I mean,
I
apart from
think
me being nervous, like, oh my god, I was shaking my boots. Like
he
when I
was.
tell ya, I was like,
Actually, no, I do have a good one though.
yeah.
So when I met his full family, it was for a wedding
Oh
that
yeah,
his cousin was getting married
yeah.
to, and there were several.
Okay.
One, it was obviously you guys are Muslim, so
Yeah.
there's no drinking.
Oh yeah. None.
So
Also
that was
zero.
just very interesting to me because I've honestly, I will say I've never been to
Been
a
to a
party where
wedding,
there's
yeah. No
no
drinking, like,
alcohol
and everybody is still
and
happy,
everyone's like
having
having the
fun.
best time. And I'm like,
Oh
I love this.
yeah.
I will also say at the wedding, there was a separation of the men and the woman.
Yeah,
And when
yeah,
he explained, at first, like that just completely went over my head. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, why is there a separation?
yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Like, everyone should be together having a good time.
Together, right?
It was just really different. So then he explained it to me a little bit more.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. So do you want to explain a little bit of like the separation there, just in
Yeah,
case anyone's
so
wondering?
so honestly, I don't know the history behind
Mm-hmm.
the separation, but even when we pray, like there's a women's section and a men's section. I don't know if it's because they want the girlies to be with the girlies and the men to just like what like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was telling her, I was like, when you go to the wedding, like you're gonna notice that I'm gonna be like with my cousins, with like my uncles, like the older people, the dad of the
Mm-hmm.
bride, and
And at the time, I'm like, no, your ass better stay with me. Like, why are you?
listen, I was trying to explain it to her. I
Yeah,
was telling her, I was like, that's not gonna happen. Like when you go in, you're gonna notice that you're gonna have to sit with my family. And honestly, that's a big step because first of all, this is the first time she's meeting them. So her sitting with them, conversating with them, like it is a good opportunity for her to get to right
get
for
to
you
know
to get to
them. Yeah,
know, but I was definitely nervous for you. First of all, I was nervous to just introduce you in general because so she's not Muslim, like you're not, yeah,
yeah.
she's not Muslim. So um,
I
me,
grew up Mormon actually,
yeah,
so
a whole like two opposite sides, right?
yeah, so like
So
very different, and
yeah,
we come from two completely different
yeah,
background. So just even seeing a whole Muslim wedding period
yeah.
was very different because I do have Muslim friends. One of my best friends, shout out to Notion,
Oh
she
no,
is
sure,
Muslim
yeah,
and she has told me a little bit about her religion, but I've never been to a wedding or I've never really seen how they pray either. So when
yeah,
you pray, it was just like, oh wow, like very
yeah,
different.
yeah. But like even with your best friend, like Notion,
Hmm.
she's brown, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
she's
even
Bengali.
yeah, she's Bengali, so even like their wedding is completely different from
Yeah, that's
ours a
true.
little bit.
That's
Well,
true.
I don't want to say completely different, but it is a little different because they
Yeah.
also like yes, they are Muslims, but they also a different culture within the Muslim or
Yeah.
the Islamic religion itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was telling her that when we go in, like my mom is not gonna let me sit with the girlies. Like I'm gonna have to be with my cousins and but
With the
like
boys,
yeah,
basically.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be checking up on you, but
Hmm.
you just gonna have to ride this a little solo bit. She's like, man, man, you better check it. Like you better come sit next to
Right,
me.
because it's like when I be going to my family stuff, I'm always
Yeah.
there making sure that you're good, like sitting next to the side. So I'm like, what do you mean you're gonna leave me alone? No.
Yeah, and I mean, like I did tell her that, I'm like, she's gonna be good, I'm gonna
Yeah.
make sure she's good. I'm gonna make sure like she's in good hands at the end of the day. But I just wanted to like get you to understand that like there is no way that like it just wasn't gonna
And I
happen no matter what.
understood. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like when you got there, you started to feel comfortable
Yeah.
the way it was like, divided and split up.
Yeah.
Right. So we had like a men's section on this side and the women's section on this side, and then the bride and the like what is he called? The groom?
Yeah.
The bride and the groom were in the middle, right? So the thing that was separating the men and the women was the bride and the groom,
Yeah.
right? So like the middle was also like the dance floor and so on and so forth, which is also a little different because in a typical wedding that you guys do, you have like an aisle where the bride comes through
Yeah.
and then the pastor says what they say,
Mhm.
right? And then that's it. Whereas for us, when we're getting married, it's like three sections of the marriage.
Mhm.
There's like first you gotta go to the mosque,
Mhm.
like let the pastor, and that one is just family, like you, your mom, his
Mhm.
mom, and like whoever other close, like I'm talking about actual family that wants to be there. But that one is not like the really big one. That one is like
Yeah.
the one that the pastor, does the conjunction and
Mhm.
so on and so forth. And then there's a second one where it's like a
That's like the reception. I get what you're trying to say.
no, that's not even the reception yet. What you went
Oh.
to was the actual reception,
Mm.
right? But they still set it up in a way where it felt like an actual wedding, if you understand what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so but yeah, so we were separated, but I was still coming in. I was checking in on you, making sure that you
Mhm.
were good. My mom was checking in on her, making sure that she was good, and my aunts, like they kids were like sitting next to you and like talking to you and
Mhm.
stuff, right? So yeah, that was a little different, but yeah, I don't know why they do that, but even when we pray, we are separated.
Mhm.
I don't know why, but I guess
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's just like interesting and different. But it's something that I'm definitely adapting to. All right, so now we're gonna move a little bit more towards emotions.
Uh,
So this question is interesting. How does my culture handle conflict or emotions differently than yours? And I'm gonna start for this question. So we always have this discussion, I feel like, in private about emotions. And he has a joke that he says he says, why are the Hispanics always
oh my god, they
crying?
cry for everything. Y'all like, yo, they like she's going to the airport, they full on crying.
And let me tell
I'm
you,
like,
I
bro.
just feel like I always tell him it's not that we just cry for everything. We're just really in touch with our emotions. So that's what I tell him. I feel like my family grew up really expressing themselves emotionally.
Mm,
So especially my mom, but even my dad, honestly, like my dad, I've seen my dad cry a couple of times. You know how
that's crazy.
some people are probably like, oh, I've never seen like a man cry or something.
Me, I never see my dad cry.
Yeah, like I've seen my dad cry a couple of times, and they always made it a safe space, I think, to really
Mm.
express our emotions. And yeah, sometimes we might cry a little bit extra for no reason.
No, they cry all the time. All the time they cry. I'm telling ya.
But I feel like the way that is handled, my mom has also always told us no matter what it is that you are going through,
Mm.
and even if you did finish going through a crying session about whatever it is that you're going through, you need to be mentally strong and
Okay.
don't let that overtake your thoughts, your brain.
Mm.
Because she was also very adamant about, obviously she never wanted us to get to a really dark place where, god forbid, we're thinking about self-harming or doing
Ah,
anything like that.
I see.
So even though she was very gentle with us and let
Yeah.
us express ourselves, she was also very tough in the I am a sensitive person. So
you
I am a
you
sensitive
think?
person. No, I know I am, but I do own it. And I think that as I get older, I'm trying to get a better balance of also dealing with my emotions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fair. And I mean, like, I don't want you to feel like, having emotions is a crime, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
think I've always expressed that to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to feel emotions. It's okay to show emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one thing you definitely did teach me in this relationship is to, like, be expressive and show my
Mm-hmm.
emotions. And because I was someone, like, for me, my experience was completely different. I was telling her, I've never seen, like, my parents kiss, like, not even on the cheek, nothing, like. So do I know if they love each other? No clue,
Oh
right?
wow.
Yeah, because I've never seen them show any sort of, like,
Affection.
affection,
Yeah.
yeah, around us.
Yeah.
um I mean, I also didn't grow up with them for a very because, for example, like, I wasn't living with them.
When you were a kid, so
Yeah, so
you don't really
from
know if they
right.
went through that phase.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, but when I came here, like I said, I was 12 years old when I came here. When I came here, I've up until today, I've never seen them kiss or, like, show any affection towards each other, and it was always like the way I was raised was always like a man does this, a man does this, a man does this, and, like, very traditional.
Yeah.
Basically, that the woman is supposed to cook,
Mm-hmm.
basically the kitchen stuff, like the
Yeah.
house stuff. That's what a woman is supposed to be doing. So I was very raised off of, like, a very traditional mentality. Obviously, I went a lot against a lot of those values.
Yeah.
I mean, do I still believe in some of them? Yes. Like, I definitely believe a man should be a provider, right? But I do also believe that there's just certain things within the household that we could just share in terms of, like,
Yeah.
doing, like,
Share
chores.
responsibility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like doing chores, cooking. Like, I do the cooking. I love cooking. Right?
Don't
Yeah,
let the alpha men see this.
right. The alpha,
I'm
the
playing.
alpha squad will come for me, right? Yeah.
Right.
But so, yeah, I feel like when it comes to emotions, it was a little locked
Mm-hmm.
within my household. But the one thing my mom will always preach is to, like, love your family. Like, yo, she's very, like, she's 100% like a family person. Like, family is first. Like, she told me to, like, love my brothers. Like, it's like me and my brothers. Those are, like, my best friends, basically. So obviously, I didn't like that because I'm like, first of all, we're all 3 years apart, and I just felt like I'm the oldest,
Yeah.
so
You're at a different like point in life
right.
and you can't talk about certain things
So
with someone who's like 3 years younger than
exactly. And then also, I come from a whole different continent
you.
because they were born here. So
Yeah.
their cultural experiences are completely different from mine. So just her telling me, you gotta love your brothers. I tried my best. Like, I feel like we get along pretty well.
Yeah.
She didn't like when we fought each other. Like, I feel like there's
Oh
families
my
out there
gosh.
that
Yeah.
they allow the kids to, like, rough play, and I think that's important. Like, I rough played with my friends. Like, we would be slap boxing, fighting after school, and that's what taught me how to, like.
But I think that's different from you doing that with your friends and your
No,
brothers.
that's true, but I feel like when you also do it with your family, though, it builds that, like, that. I'm talking about for boys, right? I feel like it builds that, like, I don't know, that strength, like,
My parents
within
were
your family.
also huge on don't ever
Don't
touch
fight,
each
yeah.
other
Really?
like that. And not even just touch, like when me and my sister would start getting into it arguing, my dad will yell at us, like, stop that right now.
Um. Okay, so,
My
hey,
dad or
maybe
my
she
mom
was
will yell
onto
at us.
something.
So like me and Connie couldn't even be seen like just about to start arguing
Oh,
because they will shut it down real quick. So like I can see where your mom's coming from with that. Cause to
yeah.
be honest, I wouldn't want because play fighting turns into real
real
fighting. That's
fighting.
that's
Yeah, I
period.
mean that's a
Mhm.
fact, right? But
Mhm.
yeah, like more of the story is like she just didn't allow us to just do certain
Mhm.
stuff. It was always like love your brothers, love your family, and that was like that was the most affection that
Yeah.
I was taught. I
Okay.
wasn't taught like the hugging, the like
So like you didn't know how to show that love.
right, right. So
You were
if
told to do it, but you weren't really
but
told how
how to
to.
do it, right? So if you notice
Mhm.
when you met me, like it's not that I was nonchalant. I just like I knew how to show basic affection.
Yeah.
Like for example, I will give, I'll take out, take you out, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
And to me, that was affection, right?
Oh,
That
okay.
was me like showing that I care about you,
Like showing that
right?
you're showing up for me.
Right.
That yeah.
So yeah, like literally that. So showing up for someone was how affection was in my family.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But obviously, you've taught me that it's not just about that. Like just communication.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other
Yeah.
things.
A
So
lot of different factors that play into it.
yeah,
Okay. Well, digging into a little bit more of our cultures, what is your favorite dish in your culture?
I love eating fufu, but I feel like I ate it
I still
so
haven't tried
much.
it and I want to try it so bad.
I got you. I got you. Like I'm gonna take you, but that's the thing. It's like I if my mom is not making it, to be honest, it doesn't taste as good. And she
Mm,
just doesn't cook as much anymore. She's getting older, guys, so she just doesn't cook as much anymore. Like getting her food, yo, my mom could cook. Like you had my mom's food, like her
mhm.
food be good. Jollof rice, oh my god, that jollof rice be on a different level. Like they listen. My culture, my people, we're always arguing about which jollof rice is better, Nigerian jollof rice or Ghanaian. Y'all ain't never tried Togolese jollof rice. Y'all need to go try that Togolese jollof rice, like or some Malian jollof rice, some Senegal jollof rice. Like them jollof rice are on a different level. Like I ain't even gonna cap to you. Like that's some good jollof rice right there.
No, I feel you because I feel like same with Ecuadorian food. People hype up Peruvian, and Peruvian food is really good. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
think you
Peruvian
or
food.
have you
No,
tried it?
yeah, I've
Okay.
had like just a little bit though, but
Yeah,
not.
Peruvian and Colombian food, but I feel like people don't really know much about Ecuadorian food. Like Ecuadorian food hits and it's
Facts.
cheap.
That
So
ceviche. I like.
yes,
Listen, I love eating
we love
some good food, man.
diversifying our palate. We
Facts,
love trying
facts.
new things.
Yeah, that's
So
that's one thing I'm not shy to do, and I feel like you're pretty good at that too, right?
yeah,
Yeah, we definitely like. It doesn't matter what culture it is. If the food looks good and we trust who's cooking it, we know where it's coming from. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it.
exactly.
But yeah, so I would say fufu, jollof rice. I don't know if you ever heard of banku. Yeah,
No.
you see, you gotta try some banku with some kifi. Kifi is like little fish. I had to put you onto the lingo. Feel me? Some kifi and some shito. You feel me? Yeah. Or you gotta try some kenke.
I remember you told me that word, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
So kenke is like the how do I describe it? It's like it's made out of corn,
mm.
right? It's like grinded corn, and then they like make it where they like use the skin of the corn to like cover it. So it looks
oh,
like
it reminds me of like we have something like
yeah,
that,
it
like
looks like
boyo.
tamale,
Oh yeah, like the
but yeah, but
tamales
like a
too.
bigger one,
Yeah.
but it doesn't taste like a tamale. It's
Oh
like
okay.
yeah, it's literally like it tastes pretty sour actually. So
Oh
yeah, you're
okay.
supposed to eat it with like chopped up onions, like just a bunch of vegetable. It's
Yeah,
fire. Like I
it sounds
listen.
fire.
I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you. What
Yes,
about you?
I love so many things. My favorite is the churrasco
Joe, churrasco is good.
because every time I go to the Ecuadorian food place, like it has everything. Like it has everything I be craving.
Yo, what's the one I always get? It's the one that be coming steamed up.
Like he likes the one that be like
Entraña.
entraña.
Yeah,
Yo, the fact
see,
that he knows
see.
more than me.
Listen, I'm telling you, I be on that
No, that's
Ecuadorian food.
literally his go-to.
Facts.
Entraña. Yeah, it's just a
So
different.
yeah, so the
Mhm.
entraña that I get, right? it comes like yo, it's like steaming, yeah. Like it comes on the hot plate or like whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's like a metal
Yeah, plate.
plate. I don't know. It comes sizzling. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And they make it all type of temperatures, like medium well, medium rare, medium. If you want it well done, crispy. But that thing will come boiling already. They come with some beans, rice. I like it with some hot sauce. She don't like hot sauce though, but I be trying to put her on to the hot sauce vibe. But hey, listen, all the good stuff. Nah, yo, y'all got some good food.
We do,
I
we
got some good
do.
food. I got some good
We
food.
have
What's
to
up?
definitely try. We want to travel to each other's country eventually.
Yeah, yeah.
When the
Hey,
time is right, we'll get there.
maybe in December we going to Ghana. Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Listen.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, um, to close out this episode,
Mm-hmm.
I do want to get into tea.
Some tea.
Some tea,
It's
yes.
boiling hot.
Yes, it's piping hot. So, did you ever have to explain our relationship or cultural differences to our friends or family? And if so, what did you explain to them?
Not my friends. You know, my friends are a pretty diverse group as
Mm-hmm.
well. So I never had to explain anything to my friends. I feel like when it comes to my mom, I had to explain a little bit. I just, I mean, I didn't have to really explain your culture. I just had to just tell her like, you know, you weren't Muslim, but you were like,
So, like
you
the
were,
religion aspect.
yeah. Because to be honest, that's what's big to my mom. She just want to make sure that I marry someone that's within the same religion. So I just
Mm-hmm.
told her that, you know, you are interested in converting
Mm-hmm.
and that you know we're taking our time to like make sure that you know and you're ready to convert if you wanted to convert. But yeah, I just told her that you know you were interested in converting and that you wanted to. So that was about it, and I just told her that you were Spanish, like you're Hispanic. Yeah, well,
Okay.
that was it. I mean, I told her you were Ecuadorian, but she don't know.
She didn't know
Yeah,
where that
she
was.
listen. Hey, shout out to Ecuador. Ecuador is coming out a lot. Like,
We're coming
yeah,
up. I feel like
you
there's
got
several things that
like
we're doing.
yo my favorite song,
Oh yeah,
the
parte y
Sean
choque.
Paul. Yeah, yeah, facts. Not joking. Not joking. That's my joke right there. Yo, y'all, hey, listen to that. Wait, what's it called?
Parte y choque.
Parte y choque. Listen, shout out to that artist. That's a dope song. You feel
His
me?
name is Hombriel.
Hombre, listen, I
Yeah.
call him the Ecuadorian Sean Paul because some be getting it down. It make you want to start doing a Bronx wine, all of
Oh my
that.
god. All right, so for me,
Mhm.
spilling some tea,
Dime.
I feel like okay, honestly, you were the any other person that I've dated in my past
Mhm.
has been Hispanic.
You know,
So
they weren't well seasoned. That's all.
exactly.
So good.
So you were the first person that was like completely different that I feel like I didn't necessarily have to explain like, oh, you know, it wasn't like a sit down thing that we had to freaking have a meeting about. It wasn't to
Mhm.
that extent, but it was a topic of conversation where I was just like, like he's definitely he's different. Like he also comes from a similar background. Like I came from, he actually grew up over there a little bit more
Oh.
than like me and my sister grew up in Ecuador. Like he came here at a later time.
Mhm.
So I kind of explained that to them. And then my mom actually works with a lot of Africans, Caribbeans. So she has a little bit of insight on the
Inside
culture.
right.
So she just had some questions, especially when I did tell her that you're Muslim and that
Mhm.
that's something that I am interested to learn more about and potentially convert.
Yeah, I'm not. I feel like that's a big topic.
So
Like that. That's
yeah,
gonna be for another episode. Like that's a
yeah.
big topic. Big
Yeah.
topic.
So like for me, just see like I think there was more that I probably had to talk about than like you had to talk about.
Hmm.
Yeah. And honestly, even with my friends too.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like it wasn't oh like a weird situation. It was more so oh, would you do that for him? Like are you comfortable to do that for him?
Hmm.
would you want to do that for you? You know how like your friends also want you to be happy
Right.
as your own individual and not just you do something for a man or for anyone else. So I think they just wanted to give me
To
that
make
check
sure.
in.
Well, hey, listen,
Yeah.
that's a good friend group because you don't want to do something that you're not really comfortable with doing. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And I feel like for me, the reason why I guess my friends didn't ask stuff like that was actually I'm lying. They did ask me because we've been dating for a while now, right? And
Yeah.
like they're like, oh wow, like Sal, like I see you're pretty serious about this girl, like so,
Mhm.
like basically what's going on? And I was like, yeah, honestly, she told me interest about converting. It was like, oh wow, she's like what did her parents say? Like so stuff like that. Now that you're bringing that up, but
Yeah.
like
This is some tea you were keeping from me. No, I'm
no, so
joking.
like I didn't really think about the
Yeah.
question the way
Mm.
you just explained it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yo, that's another thing. Her and I, yo, the language barriers are crazy. Like, yo, she be saying some stuff. I'm like, huh, 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 huh? And then she start getting tired. I'm like, yo, girl, I don't know what you're saying. Like, yo, she talks mad fast, and
I
then
told him, well, the thing about him, he says that I just mix my words all together. And I'm
yes,
like, oh, that's the New Yorker. I mean, because you know how we say like bacon, egg, and cheese, and that's a full word. Like, there's no separation
yo,
there. So I
yeah,
just be